Race 3 was held in similar conditions to the previous two, 13 to 18 knots from the south, and again there was plenty of pressure and direction shifts. The seas were a little flatter, but it was still a challenging day. Today's is the long course. Competitors sail upwind to the top mark, pass a clearance buoy, and run down through a gate where they can elect which way to round. Up the first beat, it did seem that the left side of the course was going to be favoured, but towards the end of the beat, the wind moved to the right and brought the boats from that side of the course through. First around the top mark were Bill Cuneo and John Wallow of Queensland, Australia. They held a few seconds on Martin and Nelson, and Adamson and Bordeaux from the US. Also coming out of the right were Doug Hagan and Mike Duffield from both the US and Australia, and Jeff Robinson and Mick O'Donnell, who were flying high early on. From there, the fleet was tightly bunched. Many boats electing to jibe early on the run, looking for a favourable shift. Thompson and Johnston choosing to do a bear-away set. There was plenty of action on the first run, including an altercation between SAP man Hasso Plattner and the Commonwealth Bank boat. Germans Martin Jorge and Hans Heinrich Rix pushed the leaders in every race. For leg 2, after the competitors clear the gate, they again sail back upwind to the top mark. They then reach to the wing mark, jibe, and then reach to the bottom mark. On the second beat, race 1 winners Higgins and Marsh were flying, picking every shift in the variable conditions and leading around the top mark by 15 seconds. Right behind them were 505 legends, 3-time world champions Chris and Darren Nicholson, who had moved up 9 places. The first reach was a little deep. Adamson, Martin, Tor and Cuneo were all battling each other and elected to go high early on rather than take a broad reach to the mark. Adamson jibes early on top of Tor. The next group fighting for a top 10 spot includes Holt and Smith, Pennell and Hunt, and the race leader's brother, Malcolm Higgins and Andrew Chisholm. Not enjoying the day with the Slam boys in the high 20s. The second reach provided absolutely fantastic conditions for 505 sailing. In the middle of the fleet, the racing was tight as crews fought for position. For leg 3, after completing another beat and a run, competitors sail one final beat to the finish. The Nicholsons, who haven't sailed a 5.0 since last winning the Worlds in 2002, were still in second behind Higgins and Marsh at the top mark for the third time. Third was Adamson and Bordeaux, and then a bunch of competitors. All of the leaders electing to jibe before setting their spinnakers on the final run. Back in the fleet, we can see the team of Kuba Polak and Piotr Zoltowski from Poland. Unfortunately for them, they were having one of their worst races of the regatta, as were Chris Tattersall and Greg Clark from Queensland in the green boat. It's not all about the blokes either. The German team of Helen Fischer and Angela Stenger struggled in the breeze, but would excel later in the week when the wind dropped. Up the last work, a match race developed. The Nicholsons had gained a 1-second lead by the bottom mark, but Higgins and Marsh had got back in front and clamped a tight cover on their compatriots. In the end, it was another victory for the hometown favourite and second for the legends Chris and Darren Nicholson. Still in the top 10, we can see Jorg and Rix just pip Hamlin and Lanzinger, and then the second local boat of Jewson and Spencer. Our top 3 remain Mike Holt and Carl Smith of the US, Nick Adamson and Steve Bordeaux, also of the US, tied on 9 points, and in third, Sandy Higgins and Paul Marsh, the local boat, on 10 points. Now we cross to Higgins and Marsh, the winners of race 3.
Yeah, sort of. We decided to start late today and we got off the line really well. Got ourselves in a good spot, but missed a few shifts going up the first work. Found ourselves back in the pack and had to work really hard downhill next time and got ourselves back into it. So yeah, we're pretty happy once we got back up towards the leading bunch and worked on the front guys and snagged the lead and never looked back, I guess.
Yeah, except for that last little bit with Nico's down the lead, but yeah, they're pretty good sailors. So.
But everyone's certainly knocking on our door. There's some guys out there going very quick, and I guess it's only early days at the moment, so we're happy to have a couple of wins under our belt, but as I say, we're keeping a lid on it and a long way to go.
Yeah, it's getting pretty close there, and Nicholson's are trying to get through us, so we just thought we'd make sure we keep them in the bag and not let them through. So yeah, it was tight, and it was good to get in front of them.
Yeah, well, that's certainly very, very good sailors. So to beat those guys, we were pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, we had some different sails on board today, but we're hoping that we're learning to sail the boat faster. You know, like we're so raw at the moment compared to a few years ago. And you know, you've got to pull the right strings at the right time, and hopefully once we get that going, then we can look a bit more at the breeze. Like it's still really early days for us. We were discovering that we were really rough at tacking. I actually said I really don't think we need to get into a tacking drill here, because you know we've done about 4 tacks in 4 years, and I figure they've done some more.
Yeah, although Marshies weren't that quick. He fell off the wire yesterday and had to swim, did you know?
Yeah.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah.